Hello everyone. Today we'll learn how to command a buggy to move along a path. In this project, we'll learn how to move the buggy cart on a square road using two methods, one with a sequence of instructions and another with a function written in block code and Python. We need a microbit and move motor for this project. To open Microbit, go to Microsoft Make Code for Microbit, sign in to your account. You can use your Google account and start a new project named Robot Buggy Draw Square. In method 1, we'll give instructions in sequence one after the other. The drawback of this method is that the same instruction may need to be repeated many times. It can be solved using loops and functions, and we'll discuss it in the next method. We can even access the Python code, which is automatically written for the block code. After naming Robot Buggy Draw Square in Microbit Make Code, make sure you have this Move Motor category. If it is not visible, go to Extensions and type here Move Motor and press enter. So you'll get this Kitronic Move Motor. Select it and then that extension will added as a category. So on start you can do the coding for method 1. Show number, so if you go to basic, that's the first block. You can drag and drop it here. Show number 1. So then whenever you start, it will show number 1. And then execute this next block, move forward at speed 50. So you go to move motor and motors. So then move forward, you can drag and drop this block like this and then change the value to 50. I'll just delete this since it's already available for us. And then pause. So that's also again in basic. So go to basic. And if you scroll down, you get pause. So drag and drop it and change the value. And stop and this spin left. Both are available in move motor, motors. So stop and spin left. So those blocks you have to drag and drop. And it'll show number 1 here, and then it'll start showing number 2 and number 3 and number 4. So if I stop this and start, so it'll show number 1. Then if you connect to the move motor, it will move according to and change the direction according to the instructions. So after doing the coding so this section is for drawing the first line of the square, this section is for drawing the second line of the square, this section is for drawing the third line of the square, and this section is for drawing the fourth line of the square. So it's repeating. So in the next method we'll discuss how to avoid that repeating problem. So after completing the code, you have to use the download, hit the download button and make sure the USB cable is connected to the microbit, and then you can download this code to the microbit, then fix the microbit to the move motor, and then it should work according to the instructions. This is the pseudocode and block code for method 2. In the pseudocode, after start, the function square is called as indicated in step 1. After that, the function square is called again as shown in step 2. Inside the function, a for loop is used, which eliminates the need to repeat the same steps 4 times as in method 1. This is the Python code for method 2. In method 2, we are using function. So in when button A pressed, we are calling the function. The name of the function is square, and function is created here. So inside the function there's a loop which executes from 0 to 3, that means 4 times. So it's not 1 to 4, it's 0 to 3. So it will execute for 4 times, and all the statements or the blocks inside this loop will execute for 4 times. So rather than repeating instructions in method 1, we have only statements which are executing, which we have to write only once, but it will loop for 4 times. So we'll make another function called square1. So we'll discuss how to do that. So since functions are not visible here, again you have to go to advanced and you scroll down, and then you can see the functions category. Go to the functions, select make a function, and you can click here as square2. We call it as square2 and click on done. So now this is the second function, and then we need the for loop. To go to the for loop, you can go to loops and select for and drag and drop it here, and then we have to execute it for 0 to 3. So that means it will execute for 4 times. If it is 1, it is 1 to 4. Since it's 0, 0 to 3. So then we have to use show number. So you can go to the basic and you can drag and drop show number. So then this purple color one, it's in the math. So go to the math, drag and drop the 0 plus 0, and then we need the index. So it's in variables. Go to the variables and drag and drop it here. So you are increasing the index by 1. So actually this index is another variable. So you can go to the variable and you can select make a variable, and you can type index and click on OK. So since we already have that variable index, we want to create it again. So when you have this block as well as set index to and change index to, index by 1 will be visible when you create a new variable. Always these two will be visible with that variable. Okay, so then we need this move forward and pause. So this blocks are again in under move motor, under motors. So if you go to move motor and motors, it's the first block. You can just drag and drop it here. So since we want a bigger square, we will say this as 100. So then it will move, well, it will be a bit faster, so rather we'll make it 75. And then you can again get the pause. The pause is in the basic. So then stop and spin, again they're in the move motor, in motors, and then pause again in the basic. So likewise you can have all these blocks. So I can just duplicate and drag and drop it here. I don't need to get it from again from the categories. And then have the pause and the stop. We'll keep all these values as it is. And then it's square 2. So if you want square 2 to be executed when button B pressed, we'll just right click on this and duplicate, and we'll change this to B, and we'll say we don't want square 1, we want square 2. So I'll go to the functions, and square 2 is visible, so I can drag and drop it here under button B pressed. So when button A pressed, it will call the function square, and when button B pressed, it will call function square 2. Even if you want, you can call square 2 even inside button A pressed. So you just simply just drag and drop it here. So then it will first draw square 1 and then draw square 2. So then download it to the microbit and then fix it to the move motor, and when you press A and B, the move motor should work accordingly. After completing the code, use a USB cable to download it into the micro:bit. Once the micro:bit is fixed to the buggy cart and switched on, the buggy will move according to the instructions in the micro:bit.